Well, good Saturday morning, everyone, and Merry Christmas greetings from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland and Christmas Eve. And can you feel it in the air? We have sort of weathered that storm that swept through the state the past few days. They're still cleaning stuff up. Roads are not the best out there yet again this morning. So if you're venturing out, please do take care. We want you safe and sound throughout the entire holiday season. So, but yeah, yesterday was an interesting day. We were open here at the store and got a few folks coming in, but less than ideal conditions. And if you stayed home, more power to you. Proud of you. But today, if you're looking for some last minute Christmas shopping, please venture out with caution. So we're going to be open today. It is Christmas Eve, and I'm here by myself right now, but Kim and both Blue and the Dude will be here shortly, and they'll be here throughout the day for those that wish to stop by and say hi safely, of course. But the crew's all on board here this morning, so we're hoping for a happy Christmas for everyone. Now, we are only going to be open until 3 o'clock today, so let me get that out right quickly to make sure that if you're planning on stopping by, you do so before we close up at 3 and head on out for the holiday season of our own. Couple quick hellos yet this morning. Let's see. Chuck, Merry Christmas to you, sir. Thank you for watching and being here as well. Karen, hey, Karen, how's it going? Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you guys as well and the entire clan down that way. Derek, Merry Christmas to you, sir. Thank you for being here. And Joe on the west side, happy holidays and Merry Christmas as well to you, sir. Thank you for being here. So, okay, lots going on. It has been a tremendously busy week here at the store. And we're going through the vinyl like you wouldn't believe. There's still a lot of cool stuff. Now, because of the storm, if you were watching our socials, we did not do a drop video yesterday. There was not that many new releases anyhow. I put out a bunch of new vinyl reissues and a couple of the new releases as well the other day. But we are still just getting kind of inundated with folks coming in looking for gifts. And we still do have a lot of cool vinyl, but there's a lot of the common stuff that is gone. We still have some Fleetwood Mac, but we're out of things like Hendrix. We're running low on Floyd, so just beware if that's the kind of stuff you are looking for. Please do remember that as you head in. Oh, a couple of more hellos. We have got all the way across the water there. Merry Christmas from the UK, and to you as well. All the best to you guys. Thank you so much for watching us all the way on that side of the Atlantic. And Jackie saying hey from a little bit closer by. Merry Christmas to you and yours, Jackie. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, quick announcement, and we'll get to a little bit of vinyl here. If you watch our YouTube channel, and if you're not subscribed, please make sure you do so. We're still doing very well on that end. But I put up some Michigan flavored Christmas music over the past few days onto the YouTube channel for those of you who are fans of Marv Herzog and the Frankenmuth style Bavarian Christmas. We put one of those up there where an entire side of the Herzog Christmas album is sung in German. So it's very interesting. The side 2 is the same songs in English, but if you're familiar with Herzog and the whole Frankenmuth side of things, usually polka stuff, but these are traditional Christmas tunes, again, sung in German. Check that one out on the YouTube channel. But before that, I put up a copy of this, and this is an album called Happy Holidays, or Warm Sounds of Christmas, Happy Holidays from WSGW. Now, Radio 79. This is a 1976 album, and there's a couple of these that float around on Discogs. It's a generic Christmas album done by Toby Arnold and Associates, and the artists are, I forget what the artist is, Bob Piper, and the singers are the artists on this. But they produced this Christmas album in the 70s, and then the Tom Arnold and Associates label essentially allowed places like radio stations, TV stations to utilize it and then customize the open space in the cover down here. So the good folks over at WSGW in Saginaw, I've known these guys for quite a while with my radio roots as well. I put this up there and then tagged Charlie Rood from the morning show over at SGW, and he saw that and gave it a listen. Talked about us and this record the other day on SGW, but here's the really cool thing. By the way, the backside has got listen to the Mrs. recipes from before Art was there, and Art was there for this, but not hosting. But Charlie called me back, or called me actually a day or so later, and invited me to do an hour of radio, just 1 hour of radio with them. So next Friday, the 30th of wrapping up the year, Friday the 30th, I will be on air on WSGW talking about music, talking about records, and whatever else we can think of with Charlie and the morning team at WSGW. If you're curious, in the local area, it's 790 AM and 100.5 on the FM side, but they also do live stream, so you can listen to it really wherever you are. Even your folks over in Great Britain can give that a listen as well. But this will be Friday morning, the 30th, from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. Eastern time. Looking forward to this. You know, Charlie called and said, hey, you want to do a radio show? And first thought was like, they want me to come on air and do some, no, that was a one-time deal. And that's cool. But so we'll be in there talking. I'm guessing that they're going to be taking a few calls here and there as well. So it should be a lot of fun. So mark your calendars. We'll put up a reminder on Facebook and all the other socials as well that I'll get to be on there. And when I told Kim about it, and she said I'm, you know, they're going to have me on talking for an hour. Hope I can talk for an hour. And I got one of the eye rolls that we get. Of course, I can talk for an hour about stuff that is cool. So we'll talk more about that, but mark your calendars for that as well. So it should be a lot of fun. A couple more quick hellos. Betty from Toledo, staying warm. Hopefully, Jeff Cart saying good morning as well. Thank you for being here. And up north, it's ho ho ho. Merry Christmas to you up north there. And the roads. How are the roads here? Well, Paul, the roads are in the city. They're cleared, but they're still a little bit slippery. The city of Midland's doing a really good job of keeping them clear. But the problem, and this is what we had all over the state, there was a multiple car pileup on 75 yesterday. And then we were reading that things were closed in Bridgeport last night. The winds yesterday made it tough for the salt to stay on the roads, and they were just slick as all get out. This morning, the wind has died down. The salt is out there doing its work, but the roads are still going to be pretty slippery as we get through the day. So just take care. But again, here in the city, they're plowed. Our parking lot is now cleared. So that's good news. We had trouble keeping that cleared yesterday, but if you're very, very careful and drive super slow, you shouldn't have any problems, but just watch out on those roads. They're not terrible, but that's inside the city of Midland. Outside, you know, we came in just from the edge of Bay County and it was not great there, but travel slow and you guys will be fine out there. But thank you for checking on that, Paul. Take care of that. Okay. A couple of quick things because I am just chugging through here. The new releases were very, very slim yesterday coming out, but we did get one here. Wayne Shorter. This is some very cool jazz, more contemporary, newer jazz. But Wayne Shorter and folks live at the Detroit Jazz Festival. And this was recorded, not too long ago. I remember reading on that, but it's within the past couple of years. So that's how new that one is with Wayne Shorter. And the only other new release we had yesterday was an LA Guns album called Covered in Guns. It is it's LA Guns doing a bunch of cover tunes. Very interesting stuff. They're covering Def Leppard, Blue Oyster Cults, Don't Fear the Reaper on here, Just Between You and Me, April Wine, Let There Be Rock, so there's an AC/DC one. Rockin' Me from Steve Miller, Break My Stride is on here. Let It Rock, I Love Rock and Roll. And they even have a Christmas one on here called Little Saint Nick. So one copy of this on red vinyl available as of today. Now, the other big news this week was the fact that we finally got a repressing of Greta Van Fleet's From the Fires. And there's a little bit of a question on this because it's absolutely identical to the first pressings that came out on Record Store Day in 2019. Now, that was supposed to be an RSD first, meaning that it would eventually be reissued. We're assuming that this is that eventual reissue. Now, the reason I said that this was a little alarming is because original pressings of this are now in the triple digits. It's a very, very valuable record. And so my question to our distributors was, is this a new pressing or did they find a box of these somewhere in a warehouse? No one could answer that question definitively. So I did crack one of these open. The runouts, the other thing is too, it does not exist on Discogs as a repressing yet. I'll try to get to that over the next few days, but cracking it open and looking at the runouts, they're identical with the exception of a little bit of an etching on there that differentiates this from those first pressings, which are so valuable. So my guess is that this is a repressing. There's some repressings of Garden Gate on the way next week. So I think they're finally getting caught up and putting these things out. So the good news is that you can now get a Greta Van Fleet from the Fires for less than $120. These are coming in at $28. The bad news is that their vinyl price increase for new vinyl hit these guys. So what was a $19 to $20 album is now a $28 record. But for you Greta fans, you can pick up a copy of this and say it. It's really cool. We got a whole bunch of those. I think I've got 9 or 10 of them left ready to go here. So check that out. Speaking of Michigan, we still do have a couple of the I Prevail True Powers from last week. One to a limited edition of I forget what the pressed on Cold World vinyl, and then another one regular pressing, but both on colored vinyl from I Prevail. And we do got a bunch of copies of the Larry McRae Blues Without You, named one of the top blues albums of 2022, and it's high up on my list as well. Christmas music wise, obviously we're going to be playing a lot of Christmas music in the store today. If you come through this, back up, hold on here. Let's see. William saying from Rochester Hills, good morning. We're staying warm. But Jackie had a question about why is the OG release so valuable? Jackie, it's because Greta Van Fleet fans are second only to Taylor Swift fans in their desire to get this. And so the demand for those limited edition RSD prints drove that way, way up because there had not been a repressing. So it'll be interesting to see now if the price of those Greta originals begin to come down a little bit, or if the repressing makes them even more valuable because there are other copies out there that you can get a hold of. But if you are looking to buy Greta Van Fleet online, let me give you a quick warning. Beware, because as I said, there's very, very little to differentiate this version. I probably should do a special segment on this. Very little to differentiate this version from the originals. And so if you're buying on eBay or less than scrupulous Discog sellers, and all of a sudden these things start popping up for, $100 or $70 or $80, you better make sure that it's not the reissue. And so, but again, the only way to tell if it's a reissue is to break one open and look at the runouts. And I feel that that's going to cause a lot of problems with people buying stuff online. So we'll do something a little more in depth on that. Time wise, I'm running low. We're going to be playing Christmas music all day here at the store till 3 o'clock rather. This is a good one. Christmas with the Smithereens. We still have a lot of those available. We're also playing Rob Thomas, the Smithereens on green. Rob Thomas is on red. Matchbox 20-ish, but some very cool Christmas music. We got a J.D. McPherson Socks. This is Rockabilly Christmas. Original stuff. Fun if you've not heard it. And then we do have the requisite Lindsey Sterling's Warmer in the Winter. A few different ones. Can't get away without the Mariah Carey. So we do have that. I believe these are on red vinyl as well. And then a music on vinyl, various artists, the world's greatest Christmas songs, double LP. So some fun stuff there. And vintage wise, we put out a couple of newer vintage ones, including a very collectible White Christmas from Irving Berlin soundtrack with Bing Crosby and Peggy Lee. And who did I cover up on here as well? And Danny Kaye is on here. So some very cool stuff, a little collectible. And a green vinyl Elvis Christmas, very, very cool looking as well. The Christmas album plus that. So, and we had some folks looking for 45s the other day, and we didn't have any out, but I have since found a couple. We've got, of course, Elmo and Patsy on 45 doing Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, and a very cool promotional. It's a promotional copy of Keith Richards doing Run Rudolph Run. Now, this is extremely interesting because, as you know, for that very first Christmas, Keith Richards was there all those years ago. So makes it all the more special. Okay. I think that's about it. Reminder to check our hours. That we sold a lot of gift certificates in the past few days. So anybody that's not too familiar with the store, please, we're going to be closed tomorrow, Sunday. That's Christmas Day, of course. But we're also going to be closed for our regular close days on Monday and Tuesday. So if you try to come here Monday or Tuesday, the store will be closed. I'm going to be sitting with my feet up, hopefully by a fireplace. So do not swing by the store. We'll be back open for regular hours next Wednesday. And then the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll have regular hours all the way through. We'll have some special hours on New Year's Eve as well. So please pay attention to our social media for the hours. We'll be open today, as I mentioned, from now until 3 p.m. Then we're going to close early for Christmas Eve and then have our time with that. So with that being said, stay tuned. A little bit later, we will do our final new release video for the last week of December coming up here later on this afternoon. And who knows, we may have a couple of other special little programs popping up on our YouTube channel as well. So please make sure that you are subscribed. On that note, I am going to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a happy holidays. On top of that, things continue here at the store. Watch yourself on the roads today, please. All throughout Michigan, we got slammed pretty hard in that storm, but slowly things are starting to get cleaned up. But we want you safe and sound as we go through the rest of the holidays so you can enjoy spinning that vinyl. Don't forget to stop out and see us just north of the downtown Midland area. And we will be open from now until 3 p.m., closing early for Christmas Eve. But again, Kim, Blue, and the Dude will all be here throughout the day today. So if you want to swing by and say hi, we would, I'm sure they would also very much appreciate that. So you folks, we wish you all the best, and we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts here at the store